The next topic that we are going to discuss under the chemistry of life is about biomolecules, more specifically about carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins. So what are the things that is needed to be learned by students? So first things first, okay, students need to be familiar with structures, because definitely there would be questions that is going to be asked that students need to pinpoint or identify a specific structure. So, for example, if given with a specific structure, like this one, okay, what structure is this? Okay, this. Okay, obviously, it's an amino acid, but what if the question is asking, it actually gives you 4 options, all of it are similar to each other, and then you need to identify which of them is the amino acid. So, familiarity with the structures is all very important in this area. So, okay, so apart from the structures, it is also important that students familiarize themselves with functional groups. So it's not like chemistry that they have to memorize several types of functional groups, but only simple types like carboxyl, hydroxyl, such as that. So functional. Okay, so after elaborating on the structures, we can now give examples. Okay, so in the case of carbohydrates, there are 3 basic types of carbohydrates. There are monosaccharides, disaccharides, and polysaccharides. So in each type of a carbohydrate, you have to give a basic example. For example, in monosaccharides, they have the glucose, ribose, and deoxyribose. So you have to elaborate the structures in those specific examples. So by knowing the examples, okay, students have to know their function as well. So for example, in the case of glucose is one of the most widely used substrates for respiration. Glucose is found in the body because this is being used as a substrate in respiration, and is also being regulated in the process of homeostasis. Okay. So and of course, glucose is one of the products being produced in photosynthesis. Okay. So by right after knowing the basic examples, then the students have to learn about the chemical reactions that are involved in these processes to form the carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins. So this involves their familiarity with the process condensation reaction and hydrolysis. It is very important that the students know the difference between the two. In condensation reaction, it is occurring in it is being used in building complex molecules from simple ones, which involves the removal of water. Whereas for hydrolysis is the breakdown of complex molecule into simpler ones, which entails the addition of water. So there are certain key terms that are being used in this area so that students may learn them in an easier way. What else? Okay, so in the case of protein, since protein is a very broad topic. Proteins can be discussed in a separate topic or separate chapter, and as well as their functions.